It was fun.
It was very exciting.
It's fast.
It's going to be a major game changer.
It took 5 years to get to this point, but we made it. We're finally here. The REM was inaugurated early this morning with the Prime Minister, the Premier, and the Mayor. Everyone really was there to mark the event. So delays, complaints, the burgeoning expense aside, it was indeed a historic day. It is a historic day. It is the first new transit network since the Metro opened in 1966. Politicians cut the ribbon, and then they took the maiden voyage downtown. CTV News reporter, Montreal reporter Kelly GREIG was there. She joins us now. Kelly, I saw you on the news. What a scene. It looked kind of chaotic, but fascinating at the same time. Tell us about it.
Yeah, that pretty much encapsulated. I like that you said everybody was there, and I was like, yeah, I was also there, but I'm not an important dignitary like them. But it was kind of interesting to watch them all have the dog and pony show, essentially, with this new light rail project. Definitely chaotic. I mean, you have 3 levels of government. You have not just the current people who are elected, you also had people like Philippe Couillard, because this was, named under his government a few years back. You had former Mayor Denis Coderre as well, because, of course, he was involved in the early days of the project. So it was really a chance for everyone to kind of get their picture taken on the first day. But, yeah, it was pretty exciting to see, something so shiny and new in Montreal, and one that, or at least when I was on it, worked very well.
It looks pretty slick, I have to say. I mean, obviously, like you said, it's brand spanking new. It's super clean and going to run efficiently, obviously, on the first day. But it's impressive, isn't it? It's more impressive than I expected somehow.
Yeah, I mean, it feels a lot like riding the Metro in a certain sense. I mean, if you kind of just go in and if you're used to riding the Metro, you might not think it's that different. But this is the Metro that goes over the Champlain Bridge. I mean, you have open-air views of the Champlain, open-air, I should say, through a window, obviously, it's not open-air, but it's pretty unobstructed views of downtown from the Champlain Bridge. And, it is very sleek. It's quite quiet as well. That was one of the big concerns people were wondering about. Well, how loud is it going to be? And, yeah, it's very shiny. And the thing, too, is the stations are all brand new as well. So it's nice, clean, brand new stations as well, not just the train itself.
I found it fascinating to see, it's been so plagued with problems. There's been so many complaints, and yet it was all like happy, smiley faces today. I will say some of those smiles seemed rather forced to me. I'd be curious to see, you probably got a little bit more of an insider's peek. Was the conversation like stilted amongst those politicians that were all there putting on a happy, smiley face?
Well, listen, I mean, there are people like, for instance, the Premier, who are going to use the event as, he's happy to see this done, obviously. He gets to be the one that cuts the ribbon. That's a good image to have. But he was kind of poking fun as well at the new federal transport minister, Pablo Rodriguez, saying, it's not just Montreal that needs things. We have the Troisième Lien in Quebec City, the tramway project, there's Gatineau, there's other places in the province that need things. And, obviously on the day that it's inaugurated, people are just kind of relieved to see it in a certain sense. But, yeah, there's still some questions with the REM. I mean, look at the REM de l'Est, and we still don't have a date for the Saint-Anne-de-Bellevue or the North Shore lines. The North Shore and the de Montagne, I should say. So it's not like, this is tied up with a nice bow as well.
Yeah, and I understand. I mean, we're still dealing with all the noise complaints in Griffintown as well. Another story that I heard is that Minister Rodriguez, given that it was literally his second day on the job after the massive cabinet shuffle on Wednesday, he took a little bit of razzing for being able to kind of have all the glory without having had to do any of the elbow grease and roll up his sleeves.
Yeah, I mean, I asked him, I had a little one-on-one interview with him, and I said, is this your first event? And he was like, yeah, it's my first public event. I had meetings all day yesterday, so I was like, well, it's kind of a big one. He was like, yeah, it's just funny how that works that way. So yeah, he was, he clearly had a lot on his plate, because it was kind of, okay, this is great that this is open, but still we have all these other things that we'd like. And so obviously the Quebec government's going to be putting the screws down on him, especially as he's a Quebec MP, to kind of get some more projects like that going, especially some of the bigger ones that maybe necessarily aren't in Montreal specifically.
Right. Okay. And we'll just let people know that you'll be able to ride it for free all weekend long, right? 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., I believe?
Exactly. It's open, well, this weekend, so obviously it's open. It's 20 hours a day, so you can ride it anytime you want, except for those 4 extra hours, unless you're up in the middle of the night. It is free, and I mean, you're going from Montreal to Brossard, so it's just past the discount kind of. So it's a fun ride. It takes 18 minutes. If you have a place to go in Brossard, it'll be especially handy. And then it starts up, like the first rush hour will be Monday morning, and we'll be covering that as well. So that'll be a train every 3 minutes and 45 seconds every rush hour. So there you go.
And the people who
you should be able to catch one.
Yeah, and the people who are complaining about the noise, trust me, they know exactly how often it is running. We will. Let's just end on a high note that there are, like you said, great views of the water, and so we should be sort of celebrating this moment and taking it all in. Hey, Kelly, great work. So great to talk to you. Thanks for your time.
Take care. Thanks.
That is CTV News Montreal reporter Kelly GREIG. She was there today for the ribbon cutting and the inaugural ride. We're joined now by Simon CHARBONNEAU, who is the Director of Public Affairs and Communications at the ARTM. That's the Autorité Régionale des Transports Métropolitains. Thank you so much for your time today, Monsieur CHARBONNEAU. Yeah. Are you there, Mr. CHARBONNEAU?
Yes, I am.
Okay, congratulations to you. I want to go over some of the specific details of the REM, but what a big day. How much is the fare going to cost?
The fare is going to cost $3.75 to travel in Montreal, and if you have to get to the South Shore or if you come from the South Shore, it's going to be $4.50.
Okay, and people have to start paying as of Monday morning.
The tickets are already on sale. They were on sale since 1st of July 2022. So we did a big fare reform, and there's an all-mode title. It's going to include the REM, the subway, the trains, and if there is some tramway down the line, it will include it as well.
Okay. Can we talk a little bit about timelines? We've heard that the REM to the airport should be in effect by 2027. Are you feeling confident that that is achievable?
Yeah, well, that dossier is on the table of the airport right now, and it is the schedule that is planned for the route to get to the airport, 2027.
Okay. Mayor Valérie Plante today was calling this a major game changer, and she's hoping that it's going to get more people to stop taking their cars and take the REM instead. And yet we have heard a lot of people talking about the expense for parking, also the time that it'll take now that the express buses will no longer run. Do you share these concerns, and do you think people will indeed leave their cars behind and take the REM?
Well, one thing that we forget right now is that there has been a bus reform on the South Shore. It is true in Longueuil. In Longueuil now, 85% of the people living in Longueuil will have a bus stop closer to home. It's 400 meters. So that's 20 hours on 24. You're going to get routes to get to the REM, but also there's a bonus for people living in Longueuil. We're taking 800,000 kilometers that we're crossing. It's kind of dead calories for us because it was closed doors. Now those kilometers of buses going around in the city local will be bringing people towards their destination. So that's a big plus for the people in Longueuil. It's also true on the South Shore in the suburb with EXO. The reform there is really groundbreaking because just go back 6 years ago, there was some CIT over there, and there were some rules. People couldn't get east to west, traveling within the suburb on the South Shore. Now, this is not true anymore since this reform will take place on Monday. So it's a big game changer for the REM, but also for public transit throughout the South Shore.
I mean, I don't know if you heard me saying earlier to Kelly GREIG, but I feel like, there's been lots to complain about. There's been lots of concerns. And yet when the day arrives, it's actually, yes, it's a historic day and it's incredibly impressive. It looks amazing. The bright lime green with the white. It's very striking. So I'd love if you could tell me, Mr. CHARBONNEAU, how people reacted to it. Did they have the reaction that you anticipated, or did it kind of go above and beyond that with this inaugural ride happening today?
Yeah, well, of course, everybody's happy. I mean, it's the first time since the subway of Montreal that we have such a big investment in transit and such a big return for mobility in the region. And as I was saying, it's not just the REM itself, but what it permits and what we can do with the networks that we have that are connected to the REM. So, yeah, people are happy. I get that people can be look towards the change and say, well, change is disturbing. We understand that. but give it a try. Just use it. Just see the possibility, and opens up a new whole world of possibilities. So I guess that's also that idea that is behind the smiles that we see today. That people are going to go further, and it's going to be a game changer for a lot of people.
What was it like for you personally to see this project finally come to fruition?
Yeah, actually, it was a really nice experience. I've been on this project since 2018, so it's really something to see, a first phase being completed. And we hope that people will try it this weekend. And we're also anxious and looking forward to 2024 to get, towards Saint-Anne-de-Bellevue and Deux-Montagnes.